Okay, guys, welcome in to your season 2 True Detective review with yours truly, Andrew Ziemba. Okay, guys, this is my fourth fucking time trying to get this video out. The fucking distractions in my house, unbelievable. Okay, that's my personal shit. I know you don't want to hear about that. I'm just letting you guys know I'm trying to crank this video out for you guys, but I'm having a lot of trouble. Anyway, last week's review of True Detective got great numbers, got great views, got some likes in there, got some comments, all around great. So I want to crank these videos out for you guys. I want to be consistent with it, okay? Right now it's about 20 after on the East Coast, 20 after 10. True Detective just ended, okay? And I want to give you guys my opinions analyzing each character on, okay? And before I start the review off, though, the first episode of True Detective Season 2 really got bashed by critics, and to be honest, I'm not really sure why. I enjoyed the first episode of True Detective. You guys let me know if you enjoyed it. But I guess the only thing I can think of is that in the very first season of True Detective, Nick Pizzolatto, the writer and creator of True Detective, really caught lightning in a bottle. Caught everyone off guard with just the masterclass performances by Harrelson and McConaughey. The really mysterious detective, the crime they're trying to solve, with the mysterious, unknown Louisiana backdrop. People really aren't familiar with it. It created a sense of originality, okay? And people like originality. People don't like carbon copies. They like to see the real thing, the original. While the backdrop right now for True Detective Season 2 is like, the traditional California, LA noir. So maybe that's really the only thing I can think of with the traditional versus the original. Other than that, I enjoyed the first season, and I'm the fucking viewer, and I liked it. Anyway, that's just me. Now, to start off this second episode of True Detective, we see Frank Simeon looking up at his ceiling with two moldy spots right there. To be honest, that whole fucking soliloquy, that whole fucking spiel was a little fucking boring to me. Maybe that's me being ignorant, not really following correct. I don't know about you guys, that was fucking a little boring to me. Talking about, how he's smashing a rat in his childhood. Talking about the most important thing, paper mache. Just a little boring to me. Frank's character not really doing it for me just yet. What are you gonna do? Anyway, you got the two moldy spots on the ceiling, and then they fade away. By the way, Justin Lin's director direction behind the camera, I'm enjoying it. Okay, you have nice overheads of downtown LA. You have close-ups of Vince Vaughn during that scene. I like his camera work. Anyway, you fade away into the body, the autopsy scene of Casper. Two eyes burned out by acid. You see his pelvic area, his groin, completely destroyed by two shotgun blasts. And keep that in mind, guys, if you're watching the whole season, following through, the shotgun, very integral part. It's not only the end of this episode, but the whole season, okay, as a whole. Shotgun. And by the way, let me just get this out there. People are saying, oh, wait, spoiler alert, don't let me know what happened. You're watching a review of an episode of True Detective. If you haven't seen the fucking episode yet, don't click on the review, okay? And then it won't be spoiled for you. That's just my fucking around with people saying that. So to analyze the main characters, you have Ray Velcro. To be honest, he's really the backbone of this series. He's the best thing going so far for True Detective Season 2. Colin Farrell's character playing Ray Velcro. It just creates a sense of sadness, actually, and really preposterous sadness, because he's just a malicious, self-absorbed, just a terrible human being. He's a terrible human. But for some reason, you just feel sad for the guy. Like the scene when he's arguing with his ex-wife about, begging her, pleading her not to file for a paternity test, begging her, pleading her, okay, not to take his son away from him. Because she knows about how he kicked the father of the boy who, tormented Chad, his son. And by the way, for those of you who are still unsure about whether Chad is really Ray's son, his ex-wife doesn't really have ginger hair either. So, where the fuck was I? Oh, okay, we're talking about Ray Velcro. So, even though his ex-wife has every right to take away his son because he's such a terrible human being, it creates a sense of sadness because that's really the only thing keeping him stable right now in his life. That's the only thing he has. The words coming out of his mouth. That's the only thing he has. And for her to take that away from him, that would just take away all the security, all the walls, and everything would just come crumbling down around him as if it hasn't already. Okay? So, like I said, Ray Velcro, best thing going, and we're the backbone so far, True Detective Season 2. And Antigone Bezaridis, Annie for short, she just had a fucked up childhood. 4 siblings, 2 of which are not committed suicide. The other 2 are in jail, and she, I guess you can say a success, is now a detective, okay? She's a strong-headed woman, okay? She's not going to let anybody fuck with her. Even though she's a woman and she's a detective, she's not going to let any man overpower her. She lets us know that by saying any man who touches her is going to bleed out in less than 20 seconds, okay? I like that in a woman. I like her character. And the chemistry that she and Ray Velcro have, I like it, alright? They seem to have a good bond. It kind of harkens back to Season 1 with Marty and Rust, McConaughey and Harrelson going back and forth. You really see the rare bits of humor put in there by Pizzolatto between these two and their dialogue. Like in one scene, Ray Velcro mentions that, I'm a fan of feminism. Because, she's a feminist. So, I like their chemistry going back and forth. They go into the therapist together. Okay? Trying to get some detective work in there. They find out, as if we didn't already know from his house, that he's just sex obsessed. Although they didn't really trying to find out if there's any certain things when they go to the therapist. So they didn't really find anything too much, just that he's sex obsessed. And Paul Woodruff's character, played by Taylor Kitsch, I still really haven't figured him out yet. He's just a fucking mystery to me so far. He got into an argument with his fucking girlfriend. I doubt they're ever gonna be together again. I'm still trying to figure out if maybe he tried to commit suicide when he's on that fucking bike, going down the highway. I'm not really too sure. You guys tell me what you think of Paul Woodruff. Who's your favorite character so far? But so far, I said so far consecutive. We'll see how he progresses. Obviously, he's a main part of the show. He brought everybody together full circle when he was riding his motorcycle and he found Casper, the dead body on the bench. So we'll see how he progresses. And Frank Simeon, out of all the characters, he seems like the only one that really wants Casper's murder to be solved. Because his life work, $7 million in Casper's pocket, it died. And there goes the land deal, okay? His money died along with Casper, okay? And, in the first episode, the way Pizzolatto wrote it, it seemed like he was really the only, nice guy out of the nice person out of the 3 of the messes with Annie, Ray, and Paul. However, the malicious side, of Frank is really coming out in this episode because finally he's not in control. He's not, the centerpiece. He's realizing, okay, that he might not get his money back. And what really comes out is just not really like a terrifying mobster. It's just a sad man. Not a sad man. A scared man. I'm thinking, right. A scared man. A scared little boy trapped in a basement. He's worried. He's not in control. He's not going to get his money back. He's not going to get that land deal. So he's worried. His world, similar to Ray's, is coming down, crashing around him. Everybody's falling off. Everybody, including Ray, they're starting to lose interest in him. He's losing all his assets. He's losing his deals. He had to threaten a guy, to get that, stronghold back. That he's the fucking boss. He's the man. Because it seems like everybody thinks he's going soft and he's losing control. So that's really the main point about Frank's character so far. He's losing control. So, all in all, this episode really set the groundwork, really set the detective work, really set each character in its own different direction. And it really ends with a bang, pun intended. The normal meet in kind of like a speakeasy, I guess you will, in a nice secluded bar. You have the woman singing, both of them going back and forth. Ray says he's tired. You know, Frank is just so fucking amped up. He's so on edge. Okay? So he just snaps at Ray. I don't want to ever hear you talking like that fucking again. Alright? He leaves. He informs Ray that Casper has a second sex house. Okay? So at the end of the episode, we see Ray walking into the sex den. Okay, looking for any possible clues. He opens the door, sees a video camera. While he's walking, just for a second, you see Justin Lin's camera pan away from a figure in the background. Okay, and just as Ray Velcro is whipping that fucking gun out of his holster to look at the figure behind him, you see a guy, it could be a girl. You never know. You never know. Okay, it's a mystery. You see a figure in one of Casper's bird outfits, pump handle shotgun. Down goes Ray Velcro. Okay? Standing over the body. Once again, shoots Ray Velcro right in the fucking midsection. Now, leaves the one main question. Is Ray Velcro dead? Is that it for Colin Farrell's character? Now, I find that hard to believe. However, with his injuries sustained, that's what you're going to believe, right? However, I find it hard to believe his character is too tightly knitted into this mystery. I also find it hard to believe that Colin Farrell signed on for such a brief role, but you never know, okay? All I know is that ended with a fucking bang. That's the way you end the show because it makes you want more, okay? Now, you know you're going to click on for episode 3 next Sunday, 9 o'clock, HBO. We'll see what happens. All in all, I enjoyed this episode. Not as much, however, as I enjoyed the first episode, but almost as much. You guys tell me in the comments who's your favorite character, how this episode compared to the first one. You guys let me know. Comments if you enjoyed my review. They're always helpful. Constructive criticisms, always wanted here. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you love the video, make sure you favorite that shit. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, we want to build that subscriber base. If you want to follow me on Twitter, guys, the link is down below. I will also be posting this video on my Movie Pilot profile, so check that out. Link of my profile on moviepilot.com. That link will be down below. Check out my two... What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I made you jump. The fucking air conditioner is turned on and slammed my door. Sorry about that. Anyway, my two new segments for news-related WWE, those 2 episodes, link will be down below. Everything wrestling news and up close and personal. Guys, hope you have a great night. Stay tuned. All right, next week have another review for you guys. All right, peace out.